on Fox 23 News right now.
A 12-hour search to find 3 men
It has a tendency, it just wants to take you down and keep you down there.
lost in the Arkansas River.
He jumped in after Connor.
Tonight, the search is over,
That's pretty awful.
and 3 families are devastated.
Breaking news, breaking weather. This is Fox 23 News at 9.
Search crews pulled 3 bodies from the Arkansas River today. Good evening. I'm Shay Rozzi. We were first to bring you the breaking news on Fox 23 News at 5 when that 3rd body was found. Search efforts stopped just before 6 tonight, ending a 12-hour recovery mission. We're told the men were fishing with their hands overnight when one slipped away. Then 2 of his friends went after him and also went under. We've had multiple crews following this developing story since Fox 23 News Daybreak. Tonight, Fox 23's Brittany Jeffers begins our team coverage. She's live near 31st and Riverside with what it took to recover the bodies. Brittany?
Shay, earlier tonight I got a chance to speak with the rescue coordinator at Tulsa Fire Department, and he tells me that when the Army Corps of Engineers was able to stop the flow of water out here, that really helped the rescue crews. It allowed them to implement a type of grid search out here, and I'm told that that is what allowed them to help to recover 2 of those bodies. By boat, by helicopter, and by hand, rescue crews searched for 12 hours for the bodies of 3 men. The first victim, Troy George, was found around 7 o'clock this morning by a jogger. After that, crews had to wait a few hours on the river to continue their search.
For the safety of the firefighters, we had to wait till the water drops.
R.B. Ellis led the Tulsa Fire Department Swiftwater team to continue combing the riverbed.
We put our Swiftwater rescue team in, and they were probing the holes and probing the rocks and area right there around the fountain.
For hours, the crew followed a type of grid.
Just covering a line, and we cover a set pattern, and we're exploring any deep holes.
Around 3:15, 20-year-old Connor Norvell's body was found in the fountains just north of the pedestrian bridge. And then around 6, crews recovered the body of Eric Harms about a quarter-mile south of that pedestrian bridge.
Firefighters were actually having to search by hand down through the channels when they found it.
Rescuers are trained for these types of situations, but it's never easy. So firefighters also tell me that even the most trained rescuer wouldn't have been able to make it out of these swift-moving waters, and they say that's exactly why they waited for the water flow to go down before they sent their own crews out there in this recovery mission. Reporting live near the Arkansas River, I'm Brittany Jeffers, Fox 23 News.
As family and friends come to terms with what happened, the roommate of one of the victims is talking about the friends he lost. Fox 23's Sharon Phillips explains how they all met and what they loved to do.
Kyle Kemp tells me his roommate Connor was an amazing person, and he cannot believe this happened to his friends. With only their friends for comfort, this small group huddles together, watching and waiting for any news. Kyle Kemp is still in shock over the whole incident. He's known Eric Harris, Troy George, and Connor Norvell since January. He says the men are students at Tulsa Welding School, and they all love adventure.
Connor, he was my roommate for most of the school year.
Kyle says he considers Connor the greatest guy in the world. It was Connor who wanted to jump in the water, but when he got in early Thursday morning, the swift current was just too much for him.
Troy, he's a veteran, always a hero. He jumped in after Connor.
But the water overwhelmed them, taking them both underneath the murky waves. At one point, Eric Harris jumped in to try and save Troy and Connor, but he too became overwhelmed by the current. Kyle says his 3 friends love to go noodling, but it's something he wasn't excited to try.
Lately they'd been doing it, but I would never do it.
Reporting in Midtown Tulsa, Sharon Phillips, Fox 23 News.
We talked with another friend of the 3 victims. Brian Tillman was there and saw his 3 friends get sucked under the water. He says he pleaded with Troy George and Eric Harris to stop.
Don't do it, don't do it. Water's too fast.
All day long, crowds gathered along Riverside watching recovery teams. One cyclist told Fox 23 someone getting caught up in this current has always been a fear of his. We're told family members of the victims are flying in from out of state. Ahead in this news hour, we look into the strength of the river and why search crews had such a difficult time finding the bodies. You can find more stories and video of the river recovery on fox23.com. News Since 5 witnesses say a woman driving a truck wasn't paying attention when she hit a man on a scooter. Police say the man was on the sidewalk near 49th and Peoria when he was hit. Fortunately, the woman was only going a couple miles an hour, but the impact was strong enough to send the man to the hospital with a leg injury.
If she had been, flying through and, failed to yield at the stop sign, which she stopped, so she yielded at the stop sign, but if she had failed, which a lot of people do, and she hadn't seen him, it could have been a lot worse than it is now.
Witnesses say they honked to get the driver's attention. Police ticketed the woman for inattentive driving. Tonight, relatives are waiting to find out if they can have custody of two boys left behind after police say their mother stabbed their father to death. We first told you about 30-year-old Tabitha Rubison's arrest in Okmulgee on Fox 23 News at 5. A neighbor tells us how he took down Rubison and held her until officers arrived.
Right outside this home on Kern Street, kids saw 39-year-old John Rubison bleeding in his yard. Mike Johnson's son came and got him.
They came in the house and told me, Daddy, your friend's been stabbed. Your friend's been stabbed. So I just shot out at the house.
Then Johnson saw Rubison's wife.
She came running out of nowhere, and my friend said, Mike, watch out, because she had a knife on her. And as soon as she came that way, I just tackled her.
He was able to take the knife from Tabitha Rubison and hold her until deputies arrived. Family members tell Fox 23 the couple had a volatile relationship.
Yeah, you could see it coming. Something was going to happen.
Glenn Robinson is now focused on his two grandsons left behind. The boy's aunt, Mary Barton, is working with DHS to try to gain custody.
I want them somewhere safe and stable. Basically, we're the only family. They need stability. That's first and foremost. Lots and lots of counseling and lots of love.
Tabitha Rubison faces a second-degree murder charge. The Tulsa County Health Department says they will be aggressively spraying where they found mosquitoes carrying West Nile. The positive test came from mosquitoes in northeast and midtown Tulsa. Health officials say there have been no confirmed cases in humans so far this year. There were a record 178 cases and 15 deaths in 2012.
Well, definitely worrisome. We've had mosquitoes bad around here all summer. Definitely worse lately. We use bug spray.
The department has 171 mosquito nets all over the county to conduct weekly tests. An ATV crash killed a 6-year-old boy from Sayre. Troopers say 3 boys were on the ATV doing donuts when it flipped and pinned the youngest boy for about 15 minutes until relatives could free him. Brody Jennings died Wednesday morning in the hospital. One of the other boys also had some minor injuries. Prosecutors have charged a man who admitted to robbing a Chimy's with a BB gun because he was behind on his bills. According to the arrest report last Thursday, Justin Jones demanded money from the restaurant near 53rd and Harvard. Police say he left with a bag of cash. A witness helped police find Jones by reporting his license plate number. Well, the first day of August turned out to be a very hot one. Fox 23 Chief Meteorologist James Adelot has a look at our current temperatures.
Well, it was warm today, and that heat's really going to build in by tomorrow and through your weekend. Let's take a look at the temps right now. It's 84 in Tulsa, but down to 74 degrees in Bartlesville, 78 in Pryor, south of Interstate 40. Still a mix of upper 70s and lower 80s here, 82 in McAllister, 79, though, in Stigler and Wilburton, 81 in Sallisaw. Hour-by-hour forecast that'll take us right into tomorrow morning. Our Friday morning, 76 degrees in the morning, but a warming trend tomorrow. In fact, that warm air kicks into high gear tomorrow. I'll let you know how high the heat index will go by tomorrow afternoon. That's coming up.
News Since 5 city crews have picked up more than 7,000 cubic yards of debris from last week's storms. The areas in purple are where crews were focused today. The areas in red are where they've finished debris removal. Fox 23 has learned it will take at least a month for crews to make one pass around the city, and they're still considering whether a second pass will be done. If you don't want to wait, you can drop off debris at the Green Waste site in North Tulsa. It's open daily from 8 to 4. While storm cleanup continues, other work around the city is on hold. On Fox 23 News at 5 Monday, we told you how city leaders pulled pothole repair crews from the roads and put them on debris pickup. The city says crews will still respond to dangerous potholes that could cause damage to cars. The city is also having to cover overtime costs for employees who are staying late at the Green Waste site. In Broken Arrow, homeowners have until August 18th to put limbs by the curb for free pickup. On the 19th, they'll make one final pass through the city. After that, you will have to schedule a pickup for any debris brought to the curbside. Broken Arrow residents will be charged the normal fee. A plan to build a community center in South Tulsa is coming together. This is something that's been in the works since 4 women were killed at Fairmont Terrace Apartments in January. Tulsa City Councilor Jeannie Q is leading the task force to find a location and the money. They'll need $15 million to build the center near 56th and Peoria.
And address some of the key needs, which would include our food program, GED. We'd like to invite Tulsa Technology, TCC, to do some classes for our adults, programs for kids.
We're told the community center would be a one-stop shop for social services.
Temperatures tomorrow will be a lot warmer than today, but there could be a little relief on site as we head toward the weekend. I'll let you know when we could see some thunderstorms popping up in just a few.
It's a place where family members are supposed to rest in peace. What happened at one cemetery that has a Tulsa woman in tears?
Matt and Melanie are the adoptive parents of baby girl Veronica.
A decision one couple waited years to hear, but it's not the vision the biological father has for his daughter.